Evil Dead 2. His headless, naked, skeletal claymation girlfriend dancing around is pretty unique, obviously. Chops off his own hand and fights his hand. And loses, by the way. How do you lose against your own hand?
Well, the hand is possessed by a demon, so I would imagine it's
I know,
stronger.
but it's your hand.
But I mean, the hand knows a lot about you. I mean, that's the hand you with.
What did he say?
Welcome to List. This is a show where we pluck on a name out of our all-time watch list, watch it, and review it for review and pleasure. The movie we're scratching off the list today is 1987's Evil Dead 2. The lone survivor of an onslaught of fresh possessing spirit holds up in a cabin with a group of strangers while the demons continue their rapey attacks. We've actually done the first Evil Dead for the list. I came away not understanding it. I didn't get the gist of it. I'm not the biggest fan, but I appreciate that they were trying to do very cool stuff. And to their credits, I still remember very, very messed up scenes in my brain.
I think that was the gist of it, because I was actually a big fan of it. It was an interesting movie, very simple, but it just got ingrained in my brain.
You seen this one before?
The second one, parts of it. I remember vividly several parts, but never watched it completely.
I'm very new to the whole Evil Dead franchise, so I was hopeful because I heard this one was better. But let's see.
Well, actually, did you know that?
Whoa. This guy right here you're watching, you're not subscribed.
Why?
I don't know. Subscribe right now. What are you doing? You're watching it. That's being concha. You're just watching it roll really cool. Hit that button. It's red right now. Click it. It's going to see subscribed, and then we're cool. Now, we all have to wait for stupid ass Tom to subscribe, and we're not going to do nothing until he does.
You want to be a bitch, Tom?
Stop being a bitch, Tom.
Imagine if there's a Tom that's like, why are you picking on me?
No, Tom is cool now. He's subscribed.
Sorry, Tom.
I could definitely feel the change in Ash's character from the jump. He just has this whole new air of confidence just when he's sitting in the car. The very beginning, like a totally different character. He felt more shy and reserved in the first one. Here, at the jump here, he just feels totally goofy, and he just feels more confident. Like he understands what the character is now.
Well, in the first movie, Raimi really wanted to lean a little bit more into the horror, but with this one, he just went horror comedy full on. And the first one, there were just a bunch of college kids. Right now, he's a stud.
It's just like the pace of it is wild because he like knocks his girlfriend's head off within the first 7 minutes with a shovel.
It was jarring. The first 7 minutes is supposed to be a kind of retelling of the OG story because since he didn't think he was gonna do well, he sold the movie rights to New Line Cinema. Mm-hmm. But Stephen King liked this movie so much, the first one, that he helped Raimi get funding for the second one. Mm-hmm. But since he did not sell the character or story rights to them, he kind of retold the first movie within the first 7 minutes, and after that, boom, we get to the second movie.
Yeah, because Ash gets possessed, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? His eye transformation I thought was really cool. Like,
oh yeah,
this like backwards smoke also going into the woods. As primitive as the effects for these movies are, they still look pretty cool. And I just like how the pace goes. First 7 minutes, he chops his girl's head off and he's possessed. And you're like, okay, I got it. I'm paying attention.
I love this. But this is going into a little bit more of a comedic or satiric way when his girl pops out of the floor and starts dancing and like doing things with her head.
His headless, naked, skeletal claymation girlfriend dancing around is pretty unique, obviously. Doesn't quite hold up today.
No.
But it does fit with all the crap that's going around in this movie.
I'm going to tell you right now, the scene that like is ingrained in my head is when Ash is in the chair. Stuffed deer head starts just yelling and wailing.
The whole room starts yelling and wailing. It's weird.
But everything comes alive. He starts playing with the lamp way.
Yeah.
When that happened, it just cemented in my head. This is crazy. Let's just ride with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of green screen usage. There's like a lot of chasing POV shots. It just felt like Raimi liked messing with unconventional shots. And that itself kept me engaged with the movie.
And those unconventional shots are now called Raimiisms, which you can see on Spider-Man, you can see on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, you can see all sprinkled around in his works.
It's a whole different thing. Like, you're looking at it and it's unique enough.
And still the physicality is just present, because this dude's just put through the ringer.
I mean, he's basically fighting himself a couple times. Like, he's fighting his girlfriend's headless, chopped head that's just biting at him with a chainsaw. And then he's also fighting himself with the evil hand. So yeah, kudos to Bruce Campbell for also completely buying into this whole thing. And it does feel like they're both on the same page, both Raimi and Campbell, with this movie.
They still go on with the crazy physical stuff in this one, continuing from the first one. Remember that scene where he starts shooting his hand through the wall?
Yeah.
And then the wall just sprays blood to him?
Starts bleeding and then the blood turns black.
Nightmare on Elm Street, how they did the bathroom scene?
Yeah, they did it upside down.
Okay, that's what they did with this one.
Ooh.
But Bruce insisted that they use caramel maple syrup to better the effect of the blood. To the point where months after that scene was recorded, his snot was still red and he couldn't get the flies off of him because he was so sugared up.
But even that shot of like the blood spurting out, it has like a little comedic tone to it. Feels like a cartoon in that sense, but they do blend both horror and comedy very well. Like that first time when she attacks him, I jumped. Like, it scared me that when the head jumps him. But then he's just fighting a headless naked lady, and you can't help but to like chuckle or be like, what the hell is going on, and laugh at it, and that balance is great, because also in that same moment he almost cries because she turns back into herself. Right? To like manipulate him, like, oh, don't kill me, baby. And then he ends up shoving the chainsaw in the middle of her head. So that's a lot of things to balance. You have to balance the comedic timing of that. You have to balance the horror of this headless, titted lady chasing you, and the sadness of trying to kill your girlfriend. And I think that just Campbell does a great job of doing all that, what needs to be done for that scene, and he does it great.
I love these close-ups where he starts laughing like maniacally after all this happens. He just lost it.
He kills his girlfriend, and then he chops off his own hand and fights his hand. And loses, by the way. How do you lose against your own hand?
Well, the hand is possessed by a demon, so I would imagine it's
stronger. But it's your hand.
But, I mean, the hand knows a lot about you. I mean, that's the hand you're with.
What did he say?
I don't know. But the whole movie is basically Ash versus the cabin. That weird shot of them laughing was very interesting, to say the least. Also, chainsaw arm and sawed-off shotgun is very groovy.
That scene, I watched it a long time ago, to the point where it's stuck in my head for so long that I started using groovy as a word in my normal vernacular.
Yeah, you did. The Cosby trees come back, but this time they don't do anything messed up except ram her against another tree and kill that one lady. But why I'm bringing up the Cosby trees is like...
Cosby trees.
Well, because the girl.
I just got it.
Because it felt like you said that the first 7 minutes was to rewrite it. It just feels like throughout the movie they're borrowing a lot of scenes and a lot of stuff from the first movie, like the trees, like the lady in the cellar, right? She's peeking up and yelling and doing stuff. Was that all used to kind of retcon the first movie? Because none of the first movie is like mentioned at all.
No, it is a retcon of the first movie because they went a little deeper into the story and into the characters and everything, to the point where the reverse enchantment to exorcise all the demons. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is a very good one at that, to redo the first movie and spread that out across this one, to the point where Sam Raimi wanted to use unused film footage from the first one, but it just, during filming, he decided not to, because this was going in a different direction.
At the end, it is going in a different direction, but it's the same thing. They're locked in a cabin fighting these evil, weird demons. Like, none of the first movies ever mentioned. They're trying to separate himself from it.
Exactly.
But it's called Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, it's called Evil Dead 2 because he couldn't use Evil Dead or The Evil Dead because that was the name of the movie whose rights were with New Line.
Dead by Dawn. So it's like, It's trying to separate itself while still being itself, but it's weird, and it does feel like Raimi fans and Evil Dead fans do kind of like retcon the first one because of it.
Still, the first one, it does not count per se in the continuity of after this movie, but it is the base to where everything launched. So that's why they use a lot of the themes from the first one on this one.
Because after this, I haven't seen anything else. I'm going 1, 2, 3, hopefully 3. If you guys like this video, make sure you like it so we do the third one. He has a chainsaw arm, right? Like that's the thing that continues from this movie. The
chainsaw arm and the shotgun, because the shotgun is the boomstick. And that line just became a staple of Evil Dead. It's the Evil Dead lore.
I know, but I'm saying he cut his arm off.
Oh yeah,
the chainsaw arm is part of his body. He can grab a shotgun anywhere. I don't know if you can replace a chainsaw arm. You know what I'm saying? Is he still walking around without a missing arm in the other movies? A missing hand?
And Ash versus the Evil Dead, he has like a prosthetic arm. After the Deadites come back, he redoes the chainsaw hand. So that is a continuation from this movie. But I love the faces, the facial gestures he makes.
Yeah.
That raising of the eyebrows, that just says so much. But also, this is clearly not the first Bruce Campbell.
I think he's more secure with who Ash is supposed to be.
Where when the supporting cast comes in to the cabin, he gets his ass beat and he still helps the people.
There's more complexity to him, and I believe his badassery in this one.
Completely. And by the end, you're like, oh yeah, this is the hero.
Ash is somehow transported back in time, and that ends with the cliffhanger right there. So the movie after this is Army of Darkness? And that takes place back then?
Exactly.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Badass poster with.
That poster's sick. I didn't get it with the first one. I get it with the second one. Which goes to show you have to keep giving things a chance. You gotta maybe got it at the wrong time, or that's not the right way. So I would recommend people who are trying to get into Evil Dead, just skip the first one and watch this one. I think. Is that fair to say?
Yes. I mean, the first one is a good basis, but yeah, you can go 2, then Army of Dark.
Right. You can even go back after watching those 2 and watch the first one, because I will feel like the first one's going to put off a lot of people. The first one didn't manage that balance properly like it did here. I feel like this is what they actually wanted to do, and it took them to do the first one to actually figure that out and put out a great product in Evil Dead 2. It can't be, it's funny when it needs to be funny, it's scary when it needs to be scary, and I'm trying to get it. So I'm down to do the third one. Hopefully you guys like this video enough so we could do that.
Well, to me, this movie means so much that I used part of its lingo in my everyday speech.
That's how much you feel like that. That's how much I like that. I get it now. Make sure you go watch the first one. Leave the link for that right over here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to always and forever, you do.
Bye.